Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the Red Dead Redemption Deadeye tutorial. In this episode, we're going to be setting up the, the line trace functionality. So we'll be shooting at a line trace to see if we hit a pawn. If we do hit a pawn, then it will display a little hit marker on them, which will be the representation of them being hit, and then it will save that data into an array. And then in future episodes, we'll continue working on that so it does the rest of the functionality. So for now, we're going to come back into our first-person character, and then we're going to find some space. I'm actually going to move this down a bit. And then out of our spawn projectile here, we're going to move this down to false. And then we're going to drag this up a little bit. Out of true, we're going to drag up, and then we're going to go line trace. Where is it? For objects. I'm gonna give myself a bit more space. Okay, so we now need to get our start. Our start will be from our camera. We're then going to go get world location. Connect that to start. We then need to get the forward vector, so get forward vector. I'll make this a bit more space. Then we're going to go comes by float. We'll set that float to go with 5,000, and then we will go plus vector. Connect these two, and then put that into our end. So what's happening here is we're getting the world location of our camera, and that's the start point. So it'll get our camera right here on our character, and that will be where the line trace starts from. And then it gets the forward vector, which always returns as 1. So we have to then times that by 5,000, and then we add the forward vector to the get world location, and then that'll be our end point. So basically what that does is it gets the point of our camera and then adds 5,000 to that, and that will be the maximum distance that the line trace will go. We now need to get a make array. So we go make array, and we're going to select pawn, which will be the type that our enemy will be. So all of our enemies will be pawn types. So then anything that gets hit that is a pawn will then be counted as an enemy. I don't know how well I explain that, but we can leave all of this for now. We'll turn our... Actually, no, we don't need to turn that on. Leave that off. We'll then make a branch. I can spell that correctly. Come on. Best of 3. Connect that. And then we want to break our hit result. From this, we're going to cast to third person. Oh, we haven't actually added it yet. So we now need to go add new, add feature or content. We're going to get the third person character just because it's a full model. And now if we come back in here, we can go cast to third person. Did I spell that wrong? Cast to third. Still not there. Third person character should be there. There we go. I guess I just had to compile and save everything for it to update. We're going to drag out from object and connect that to our hit actor. And then I'm going to drag all of this up a bit so we have some more space so it doesn't overlap. Let's see. We're now going to add a billboard component. So we'll drag out and go add billboard component. We need to give it a transform. So I'm going to go make transform, connect that, and then we'll connect this one to location, and we don't have to do anything else there. Okay, so at the moment the billboard component will only be spawned at the place that our character is standing at the current time when he gets called upon. So we need to attach it so that it permanently walks around with it. So we're going to drag out and go attach Am I dragging out the wrong thing? I am. Attach to component. There we go. I have to not have it selected. We want to drag this into a manual attachment. Figure how these links work. So this one goes into parent. Target goes into our hit actor. I think that's everything. Oh, also, I didn't mention, but you have to turn manual attachment on. And then we go keep world, keep world, keep world. That should be good. So you now want to set the visibility. I need to be dragging out from this. Set visibility. And then we go and get our return value again. And we go set hidden in game. And yeah, so basically what this does is just make sure that it's set to visible and make sure that it's not set to hidden. And then we need to give it a sprite so it actually has something that it will show up as, because at the moment the billboard is just empty. So we go set sprite. Keep forgetting, we're going to drag out from this one. Set sprite. And then I'm going to call this one cross. So first person crosshair. Let's see. Okay, so now that we have all of this, you need to make an array for every actor that is hit. Because at the moment we have no way of storing the data of the actors that are hit for later on. So we're going to go ahead and make a variable. We're going to call this hit array, because it'll be every object that got hit. We're then going to make this billboard component, and then object reference. We're going to make it into an array, and then drag that one out, type in add, and then connect that. Then we got to come all the way back here and connect that. So now what this does is it stores every single billboard that gets attached, and a billboard is attached every time we get a hit actor from our line trace for objects. So every time one of these is attached, it makes sure that we do all of this stuff here. So setting the visibility, making sure it's hidden, giving it an actual style, so a look or a sprite. There we go, that's the word. It's written right in front of me. And then it stores that in this array. It's going to compile that. Let's see. That should be good for now. We will add a couple more things to that later on. So we're now going to work on the main chunk of the functionality for this system. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to name this, or comment on it, sorry. Check to see if we are in flow mode. If we are, it's line traces. If the line trace hits an enemy, adds hit mark to location and records the hit location in an array. You can call this whatever you want, but I'm basically just explaining what the code does for this part here. Okay, so we're gonna just begin working on this for now. So basically, we only ever want to be able to set targets to add to our array if we are in slowmo, because if we're not, then we're not going to be using the dead eye functionality. So now we're going to get our slowmo, and then we are going to make another variable called releasing shots. So this will be seeing whenever it is we're shooting. We're just going to call this release shots actually. This one is going to be a boolean. We're going to drag that out. Ooh, it's still an array. Make that a single variable. And then we're going to drag out from releasing shots and type in not. And then from then we're going to go and connect them all together. And then we are going to make a release shots function. So we go add custom event. And we're going to call this release shots. I can't have that because of this one. I guess we'll call this releasing shots. There we go. Then we're going to make a branch and check to see if this is true. So what happens here is we check to see if slowmo and releasing shots is not active. So if slowmo is active and releasing shots is not active, then this will return true. And then from here, we're going to drag up from true. We're going to get our releasing shots. And then we're going to set that to true. And then from here, we'll be working on our arrays. So we're going to go ahead and leave the resters for the next episode. I was just setting this up. In the next episode, we will get the saved hit location of the enemy, and then we'll compare it to where our player is to get the rotation. And then we will then fire the bullet in the correct rotation so it goes towards the hit saved point. And then we'll also rotate our player to face where he's shooting, and we'll have it set up so instead of just rotating a really jarring way, it smoothly rotates between it. Anyway guys, if you want to see the rest of that, go ahead and click the link below in the description to follow along. But other than that, that's all for this tutorial. See you next time.